Right now at noon, thousands of people scatter after a mass shooting in downtown Orlando. 2 people are dead and several others are hurt. We have team coverage for you this afternoon. Sheldon Dutez is at the hospital with how the victims are doing. Bob Hazen is downtown where the shooting happened as police question the 17-year-old suspect. And Justin Shecker is here looking at security changes in downtown. We're going to start with you, Sheldon. You're anchoring for us live at Orlando Regional Medical Center. Sheldon, you've been out there for hours checking in on those victims.
And Jason, I just talked with someone here at the hospital and found out that 5 people are still getting treatment here at ORMC, which is about a mile away from where that shooting happened early this morning. Here's what we know so far about this shooting. These folks got shot around 1 o'clock this morning as so many Halloween celebrations were winding down here in the downtown Orlando area. In total, 8 people were shot, and sadly, 2 of them lost their lives. We've got the ages of the victims pulled up for you on your screen right now. You can see that they range in age from 19 all the way up to 39. Now, another person was brought here to the hospital, a 19-year-old woman who got injured. She got trampled when all those people were running in that video that we saw just a little bit ago. We also know this afternoon that police have a 17-year-old suspect in custody. Our team coverage continues with Bob Hazen. He is live near the scene of where the shooting happened. He's been working to find out more details about this 17-year-old that's in custody this afternoon. Bob.
Yes, Sheldon, we know that Orange Avenue was blocked off down here for this huge party. Up to 100,000 people were out here, including one young man that police say came here looking to kill. You hear the gunshots and police reacting, people frantically running for their lives in this body camera video of the second shooting in downtown Orlando. And from a surveillance camera, the first shooting, the suspect circled in red, wearing a yellow shirt, walking past the victim, then turning and shooting him point blank. All of it while tens of thousands of people were here celebrating Halloween.
I didn't hear an altercation. That's just random shots. I'm thinking they're shooting in the air like New Year's Eve, and all of a sudden you see a body on the ground.
Orlando police say a 17-year-old killed both victims. They believe after the first attack at Orange and Central, he ran through back streets to Washington Street. Surveillance video from there shows him fire again, even though several officers are a short distance away. One of those officers appears to have a clear view of what happened and tracks the shooter as the crowd scrambles away. Then he intercepts the teen when he comes around the police SUVs. He takes him to the ground before other officers join in, stopping the accused killer before anyone else could be hurt.
Gunshot victim! Gunshot victim!
I talked to one man who was right next to the first shooting. He didn't want us to identify him, but he said everyone was just trying to survive.
It's crazy because everyone is moved over here, and then and they were able to secure the area, and then 3 shots later, and everyone just started sprinting back over here, like they started toppling over the body.
Police say they're still investigating the motive. While it looks like the teen was targeting both of the people killed, they can't say for sure why he did it.
Whatever his mindset was, he was going to shoot no matter what. He walked by multiple officers. We followed where he came from. He walked by at least 10 officers.
And the chief also says it looks like that shooter got here into downtown just shortly before the shooting and didn't appear to go into any of the businesses. Right now, they have been talking to that suspect, also trying to identify any links between him and any of the people who were shot or killed in this attack. Sheldon, back to you.
All right, Bob, you were at that press conference dark and early this morning. You have been working to get new information all morning and afternoon long. What else have you been able to find out about this 17-year-old suspect?
Well, we do know that he has been arrested before. The chief said that he was arrested last year for a grand theft charge. We don't know what happened with that case, whether or not he was found guilty or if it's made its way through the system yet, what kind of status he was on at this point. We're also working to find out from the state attorney's office whether or not they plan to charge that young man as an adult. The state attorney this morning said that is definitely something they're looking at, but right now he is in that juvenile system until they make a final determination about whether to charge him as an adult for these murders. Sheldon.
All right, Bob, so many different moving parts with this investigation so far. We appreciate that update. And you know what? We've covered a fair number of shootings and gun violence that have happened in the downtown area, especially where a lot of the bars and clubs are kind of concentrated there along the Orange Avenue stretch. Our team coverage continues this afternoon with Justin Shecker. He's looking into some of the security measures that have been put in place over the last couple of years.
Sheldon, good afternoon. We're at the intersection of Wall Street and Orange Avenue. Shots were not fired here overnight, but back 2 summers ago, a shooting in this location that injured 7 people prompted the city to implement new security measures. This is some video from that similar chaotic situation that unfolded in this busy nightlife area 2 years ago. Shortly after the shooting, Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer announced the city would expand its controlled entry program like it has during holidays and major events. The city rolled out 6 entry checkpoints around Orange Avenue, increased number of officers and canines, and police started taking away guns from people without a concealed carry permit. At the time, Mayor Dyer said he wished he could make it a weapons-free zone, but the state legislature stood in his way. During the early morning press conference, Chief Eric Smith explained the weapons screenings went away when the state's permitless carry law went into effect last year.
So I guess you're talking about what we used to do, the closures, and we had the dogs and all that was going on downtown. That all went away with sort of the law changed. When the law changed, and basically you can carry a weapon on a public street as long as you don't meet certain criteria. As long as you meet certain criteria. So when that changed, we can no longer do that.
And Chief Smith also says police is working with the city and club owners to come up with solutions to keep this busy nightlife area safe and secure. Live in downtown Orlando, I'm Justin Shecker, WESH 2 News. Sheldon, back to you.
All right, Justin, we appreciate that. You know, what happened early this morning is eerily similar to a shooting that happened Halloween night into the early morning hours of November 1st back in 2021. So hopefully we will follow up with the police department to find out how they're going to keep people safe, because this still happened even though all those security measures have been in place. All right, I'll be back with another update, Jason, at 12:30. In the meantime, our coverage continues right now on WESH.com and all of our WESH 2 social media channels. Reporting live here at ORMC. I'm Sheldon Dutez, WESH 2 News.